Grand Tartaria, I was saying Tartaria. It was actually like apparently it was like one of the greatest nations in the world, and it stretched out to like bigger than the Roman Empire. Like they had countries like their nation, their empire, it went by many names like Tartaria, Grand Tartary, Tartarus or some shit like that. Depending on the location of the of where you are, which country. But it was most of the countries, and they apparently have like the whole theory is that they had like advanced technology. So if you look up, and we can look it up if you want.
Was this like prehistory?
Yeah, so it's like not like prehistory, it's like hidden history.
Is it like in the realms of like Atlantis or Lemuria?
Nah, not even, because we're talking about 1900s, and in the 1900s they had moving pictures, they had pictures in color, they had the streets were like so they had like what is it called, conveyor belts like on the streets, on certain street blocks. Yeah, like this was an advanced civilization, and of course, this was an advanced technology civilization that was primarily run by black people, and so the theory is anyway, if we're talking about conspiracy theories go, is that it got like wiped from history as you know.
And what you said, this was an empire, correct?
Right. And so what happened is like,
or was it like a city, state, country thing?
No, this was an empire that spanned all across the globe, and it covered many countries.
And
main base. Sorry, go ahead.
And like, what part of the planet was this located on? Because I've really never heard of this.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't really heard.
Awesome. All right, cool. So,
because this is what that's what I'm asking.
Tartaria.
Because I do have a little piece of information that could relate to this.
It says Europe, like Western Europe.
Right. So it started like a main chunk of it. Tartary. Look, see, the main chunk of it, and like the theory of what's going on.
Can you pull up the map?
There's many maps.
Let me see like one of those maps, so I could like see like what the
facts.
Maybe I could correlate this with like
this one right
let me see.
Boom. Grand Tartary. And let's try to.
So this was like
Tartary, a vast country in the northern parts of Asia, bounded by Siberia in the Great North. So what I was gonna try to say, this goes perfect to my next topic.
Could this could have been like part of the Mongolian Empire?
Yes. But also,
or descended from the Mongolian Empire.
Yes,
because if we're talking about landmass wise, the Mongolian Empire stretched from Europe all the way to Asia.
But also, you know that part of the Mongolian Empire was like what is considered like Russia today.
Yeah,
and Siberia. And
that's why I'm asking if this was related to like the Mongolian Empire, because you're showing most of it is Asia and China.
Yeah.
So in like mid and Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, this is that territory that you're showing me is about the same size as the Mongolian Empire.
Yeah, but it's spread out all throughout Europe as well, and then it even went to like the rest of the world, like even in our parts in like North America, there's some parts. If you check that map out, that was just this one here is just the mainland, the big part.
And what years? When what like
So this is like I think
when did this rain, or like what?
I think this was they reigned. Let's see. I think up until like the early like 1900s, like from 18 something to like 19.
Google it. You're right there.
Yeah,
check it out. Tartary, from Bakesh to Berlin. So I'm guessing that's as far
And this is just again the mainland. It's stretched out more. Everything.
No, I'm trying to see like when did this happen, because I've never heard of this.
Yeah. And so the thing is like the part of like the theories, the conspiracy, from what I hear, that's what's going on now, is that this is why everybody's going after Putin right now. And this is low key one of the real reasons why shit is going down with like Russia and shit, and like, you know, let's
Why?
see.
Because they found relics of this empire, or
So look, let's read it. Let's go back. Basically, some people noticed that until the 18th and 19th century, maps included a region called Tartary or Grand Tartary in the east of Russia, Central Asia, and Siberia. They ally this with from the Encyclopedia Britannica, an 18th century work, in articles like this one to claim that there's a hidden empire in history. It doesn't say exactly when.
no? You said the 18th century, so you're talking about the 1700s.
Well, it was recorded back then, but like this was going on.
No, that's what I'm saying. So
they
that's
reigned
like
for quite some
that's
time.
the earliest records of it.
That's the earliest records of it. Yeah.
All right.
And
So
they kept going until like the early 1900s. This empire. They were such a grand empire, and it stretched out past what it says. What we read there, stretched out over to our side of the world. And what happened is, are you familiar with the mud floods?
Yeah.
I think I kind of told you a little bit about it.
yeah, I know about the mud floods.
So
but-
what happened is a bunch of like many of the main structures of Grand Tartary, of this nation, of this empire, went under during the mud floods, like many of their major buildings. And if you see right here, their thing was like they were able to conduct like electricity, and I don't even know, like basically to the points of like Wi-Fi, and they had crazy, like I said, they had these grand structures and grand technologies, like it would come off the top of their building, like their spires and shit like that.
Yeah,
Like they kind of had Tesla's technology, if you will.
yeah, that's kind of like where Tesla was coming from.
Yeah, in a sense.
Where he had free energy, and
Right.
you know, they were able to just move it through the air and the ground.
Right. You see, there was-
But my thing about it is like, okay, if this was during the 1700s, correct, or at least the earliest records of it were during the 1700s.
the early records.
So when did this nation actually exist? Like, when are they saying the timeline of this is? That's what I'm asking. Like,
Yeah.
like if the earliest records are the 1700s, are they talking about like hundreds of years before the 1700s? If that was the earliest records, because the maps that they're putting up, they look like 15th, 14th century mapping. Right there, click. What's the history of Tartar?
See.
As recently as 100 years ago.
Yeah, man. So this nation apparently ran for like a long time. And what happened is like they took advantage of not only the mud floods, which was a natural great reset.
Yeah.
So that was like one form of great reset is through the mud floods. And like there's a whole thing about that.
No, like I know they're naturally occurring land shifts and
It's-
mudfloods
yeah,
happen.
yeah.
But this is what I'm saying.
But buildings also happen. Buildings will like will basically come under, and they repurpose old buildings.
No,
and
you could even see that in New York.
Yeah, shit like that.
But this is my question. Like even at that, like
So they took
it's
that.
like even at that is like where's the rest of the records? Like if Tartaria existed like 100 years ago, right?
Yeah, what
or
happened
like
to
a
them?
couple. It's like where's the records of that? I completely get it. Like 100 years ago, we weren't really in communication. Like the world wasn't as connected as it is today.
Yeah.
But there were still records of each of the countries that were considered part of the Tartarian Empire.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Oh, I guess. Yeah.
Was that
Sounds
the
about
correct
right.
for it?
That sounds right.
The Tartarian Empire, they have their histories at least the past 500 years.
Yeah.
Like China definitely has its own history for
Let's
the past
see.
500 years. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, so this is what I'm saying is like, if this was an empire, or was this a collective of nations? Because I could believe the Grand Tartarian Empire could have been a collective of nations united.
Yeah, I believe that too. Kind of
It,
sort of
it
like
could
a,
be something of that nature.
like a UN.
Yeah, like a UN
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Because you feel me, like you're seeing that China and India are a part of this,
Right.
and we know that Indians have their history is well documented, you know, and they never really been a part of an empire except for like the British
So look,
Empire.
This goes as far back as 1600.
Yeah, but
This
even
map right here.
but even in the 1600s, there's records of the British going to India.
A vast country. So it doesn't say like a bunch. A vast country in the northern parts of Asia, bounded by Siberia on the north and west. This is called Great Tartary. So Great Tartary was the mainland. The Tartars, who lie south of Muscovy, which is like now Moscow, and Siberia, are those of Astrakhan, Circassia, and Dagestan. Situated northwest of the Caspian Sea, so the Caspian Sea, the Kalmuk Tartars, who lie between Siberia and the Caspian Sea, the Uzbek Tartars and Mongols, so they weren't part of, Moguls, sorry. The Uzbek Tartars and Moguls, who lie north of Persia and India, and lastly, those of Tibet, who lie northwest of China.
So, but this is what I'm saying. Most of this sounds like the Mongolian Empire.
Right. It
So,
does.
so this is my
Maybe
conclusion.
what if it's just like that's just like the way Western history is
Recording.
like recording it as if it was like something else. Like that's why it's called, like, to us, we probably learned it as Mongol history,
That's a
whatever.
fact.
And then
But
in
the
Europe or in Asia,
That's
that
a very good
you know
point,
that
bro.
territory, it was just that's what it was called.
That's a
but
very
because
valid
we have
point.
like, just the education,
Yeah.
there's the way we learn or whatever isn't. We don't always get the full story, basically.
No, you.
So it could. That's what I'm thinking. That it could just be.
Like us here in the West, right?
Yeah.
we definitely, our history is definitely fucked up, and our teachings of history, our history is definitely fucked up. And just to tag on to what you were saying real quick, like, as a matter of fact, like, they used the word Mongol as like a discriminative term. Like, it was a bad thing to be Mongol.
Yeah, because they used to use that as a racial slur.
Right, or like Mongoloid. It basically meant like you were retarded. And
Yeah.
like, but you're absolutely right, Alex. That's a great point. Like, what if like the Mongolians or the Mongols evolved into something called the Tartarians? So Grand Tartar.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Is like that would make a whole lot of sense, because if that mapping is from the 1600s,
Yeah, man.
we know that Genghis Khan ruled from like 1200 something, and like at least 3 of his lineages ruled that empire. Remember, they expand all the way from they expand east and west. They conquered China, they conquered parts of India, and they were conquering the Middle East and all that shit too. So, but this is the thing about it. It makes sense that the Tartarian nation or the Tartarian empire, whatever it may be called, would be a part of that, because of the fact that
Yeah, man.
the Mongolian Empire and Genghis Khan and his lineage was really the first emperors to implement like freedom of speech. Not really freedom of speech. You were allowed to say what the fuck you wanted as long as you didn't say anything bad about the Khans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was freedom of religion. You could do whatever you want. So basically, he was running a pretty all right dictatorship, except if he came through, you either had to give him your bitches or,
Yeah.
or get down or lay down, baby. And most of the time, it was lay down, fam. You gotta lay down all the time, because it's gonna kill you. It's gonna kill you.
Yeah,
See?
bro. So yeah, so like the whole thing is that they basically advanced, or they were this great advanced nation with a whole bunch of like just advanced technology, and they basically, like I said, like you said, they had something similar to Tesla's, like electricity or free energy on the top of their buildings, and the way their structures were made, and they were just super advanced, technologically advanced. But aren't I mean, and forgive me for sounding like ignorant, but like aren't Mongolians or Mongols somewhat basically like black Asians, right?
Not really, because they're more north. They're pretty north. They're like right under Siberia.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not really next to the equator, and they're like pretty. They're not. Their skin. Their pigmentation is not dark. Oh, you mean like-
Khan and them? Yeah, Genghis Khan and them was pretty dark.
They were dark, yeah, but they weren't like dark. They weren't like near the equator dark. They weren't as dark as us. You feel me?
Yeah, I think they
We're
were.
pretty light.
All right, the Bukkake boys are back.
Bukkake
The Bukkake boys
boy!
is back in the building.
Well, welcome to In the House. I'm your boy the other day.
I'm Johnny Baboon, and I do not approve of this message of the Bukkake Boys. I'm over it. And in the back over there, we got our guy.
It's your guy, Manny HitEmWitIt, a.k.a. the guy behind the camera,
AKA
the most professional,
unprofessional.
a.k.a.
AKA
Manny.
this episode, we don't have a nickname for you, bro.
AKA Manny. That's your name. We're calling you by your name.
a.k.a. Manny.
That's what we're calling you.
Give a thumbs up. Bing. Bing. Gotta give me a thumbs up for that one, guys.
AKA the Fat Maiden.
Come on, roomies.
What up, roomies?
What up, y'all?
So yeah, today we'll be discussing the Great Reset, what that means for you, what that means for us. We're gonna be clowning around a little bit, but there's gonna be a lot of information in this episode.
Yeah, it's heavy, guys. Just stick with it and educate your third eye or whatever the saying is. Open up your third eye.
See,
Take a deep breath, because we about to get deep.
Hey, yo.
and then when you get home, tell your girl to open her divine feminine.
Hey, yo. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, that's Tartaria. But the one idea that I had that I thought the Great Reset, or one Great Reset theory that I know of is like basically like the mud flood. So they're saying like that shit is that's gonna basically happen again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mud floods and shit are coming again, and of course those powers that be are gonna try to like erase us from out of history and that kind of thing. You know, they have like the underground bunkers and whatnot and all that shit. And they're gonna be like, you know, they're trying to do away with us and then reset history. Like that's how the theory goes, or so from what I know.
All right. So as somebody that's completely ignorant to this Great Reset theory, I'm just gonna. What I'm understanding is that the theory of this conspiracy theory is every couple years, couple thousand years or whatever, nation like countries or whatever higher powers just destroy basic. Let me just to get this straight so that I know.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
Basically, like higher powers. Let's just call them higher powers. I'm not gonna say governments or
powers.
whatever.
Yeah.
But higher powers just destroy like the big majority of their constituents to basically just start fresh.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Well,
like Babylon.
Through whether through whatever in the case of what you were talking about earlier, the mud floods, through famine, through
right
shortages and food and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
the great reset theory I was actually trying to bring up was actually something that was actually more relating to our current economy and what's actually happening to us now and currently affecting everybody now.
Okay.
What Manny was getting at was that every couple of thousand years there's natural disasters that wipe away human history. The Empire of Tartarian. There's no written record. Well, there's some written records. There's some written records of it, and we're not really taught about it in history. But who knows?
Hidden history, right?
Yeah, who the fuck really knows?
Kind of like also, real quick, if I just may, like kind of like the fall of Babylon. Like if you guys know a little, I mean, I'm not super biblical. I really don't know my Bible. But if y'all know the story of Babylon, the Tower of Babel, y'all both went to Catholic school. The Tower of Babel, when the Tower of Babel was being built, it was kind of like as a rejection to God. Like in a sense, it was kind of like a disrespect almost.
You could kind of see it like that.
And so he struck it down.
But there's a whole bunch of different perspectives on that. Exactly. Yeah. It could be that humans wanted to be closer to God.
I mean,
that's how I always learned.
Like humans wanted to get closer to God and be with God, so they came together. Was like, yo, we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting for life to end, we're just gonna be with you now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was like, nah, chill, homies, and then different languages appeared.
Yeah, that's it's about
that's why it's called Babel, because you're babbling.
Right, Babylon.
Yeah. But the Great Reset theory that we're actually going to be talking about today, guys, is actually one that's affecting all of us now, and that's the economical Great Reset that I bet everybody in America is feeling right now with the inflation, gas prices going up, people talking about food shortages, the supply chain getting a little bit more fucked up because of the fact that the oil is going to go up, gas is going to go up. So let me hit y'all with what the actual Great Reset is. All right, so in 2020, members of the World Elite met at the World Economical Forum, and they launched the Great Reset initiative to transform the world economy. Klaus Schwab is the chairman of the WEF, which is the World Economic Forum, and basically this is like a club for the rich and corporations. For you to even get a membership, even though they say that it's open to the public, in all actuality, the ticket price is not for your average person. It could be anywhere from $70K for a single seat to where corporations pay up to $700,000, to get their team in there. And if you want, I got a link right there where it shows you like a list of their partners, and some of the biggest corporations are a part of this, like Apple, Amazon. I'm not sure if Tesla's a part of it or anything like that, but I'm not gonna say that Tesla is. But we have the link up there. We'll pull up a couple of their partners up, and also Bill Gates, the creator of Microsoft and all that stuff. And we already know that Bill Gates is one of those crazy dudes, man, who have a lot of dirt behind them.
You sound like the super conspiracy theorist.
Super conspiracy, but not one. Once we get like really into it, you'll see how everything really ties in. So
I mean, by now we all know Bill Gates is behind some shit, man.
Yeah, we definitely do, bro.
Since before Corona.
But we gotta give the man the benefit of the doubt. It could just be hearsay. We don't really know. We don't have the full evidence. We can't crucify the man just yet. But basically, it's like a meeting where the wealthy come together, and they basically are going to try to plot out what's going to be the next step for the world economy. And the Great Reset is basically to take away, certain liberties that we have now, like decentralized currency with Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that, and making a centralized cryptocurrency where the government, is in control of it. Because right now, if you haven't noticed, inflation's crazy. And I know y'all feeling that.
I mean, we definitely noticed.
All right. But check this out. Between 2010 and 2015, the U.S. only had printed out about $1 trillion, right? In 2020 alone, we printed $3 trillion. So this year alone, we're going to feel the inflation. Right now, we are at 8.3% or some crazy shit like that?
Right.
So it's like we're going to feel all that. And the Great Reset is not something that is like, oh, people are going to try to take away, it's not like a mass killing or a mass genocide or whatever. It's not that. It's going to be an economical reset. And this is the thing about it. Like, it's going to really divide the poor and the wealthy. This is going to really put everything in perspective, and it's going to be hard for everybody.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like we feeling it right now.
And dudes like Bill Gates and all these corporations, they're coming together, and they're really, putting the nail in the coffin where they're able to, sway governments to do what they want, because of the fact that they're providing the goods that everybody needs.
No, I mean,
that was a lot.
Yeah, I'm kind of just trying to process. I'm trying to process everything. So, what's the point of this Great Reset? Like, so you gave us. So is this like confirmed, or is this just like conspiracy theorists type stuff, or
no? In the World Economic Forum, which is what we're essentially speaking about, that's what the name of the agenda is: the Great Reset.
Gotcha.
Oh, so really? It's for a fact. That's what they're planning. It's a great economical reset.
Oh, wow.
And the thing about it is, like, what people aren't understanding about it is, this is a bad thing that's happening, because it's like we're giving up our freedoms for corporations and the wealthy to basically like dictate what's going to happen to the common man. like one of the things that they're trying to do is to have equal education for everyone across the globe.
I mean, I
that
would
sounds
agree
kinda
with
good.
that. That doesn't sound like
All
that's a
right,
bad
all
thing.
right.
Yeah.
Now, but it's going to be ran by Facebook via the metaverse. And they're the ones who's going to dictate the educational system. It's not going to be It's not going to be
I mean,
by your government. You know what I mean?
okay.
It's not going to be like a set of agenda that, you know, you have to learn this type of math. You have to, you know, it's going to be dictated by corporations. So now corporations are going to be able to teach your kids what they want. You know what I mean? And then on top of that is and would you really want your kid in a pair of goggles all day long, or with other kids actually interacting in real life?
No, I mean, yeah, of course, I would rather have my kid just be in the real world, learning that way. But I mean, to me, I'm the least conspiracy theory person probably on the face of the earth.
No.
I like it. Just seems like that's just another way to like educate. I mean,
So basically, that it's the whole economic reset, what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I was just saying to you guys earlier how, like, yeah, I mean, I kind of been predicted that, like, way back in 2020 with the whole blow up of the cryptocurrency and the whole foreign exchange, the cryptocurrency thing. I don't know if you guys remember when GameStop blew up.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
overnight type shit, and
Yeah, but that was a whole Reddit thing, though. Like that was
Yeah.
that was an organized
Yeah.
Yeah, that was-
organized. That was like
This-
an organized thing, though.
this wrestler that's in WWE now, he's
Yeah.
he actually made mad bread off of that.
nice.
I wish I would have known about
Yeah.
it. I really do. I made my bread off of AMC though when they try to do it with AMC too.
I got some bread off AMC.
I got some bread off of that. But before we actually jump into crypto, because I actually have a big thing about crypto, and you
yeah.
won't believe what these supervillains are doing. Johnny, you had a thought before we took this break?
Yeah. So, damn, I don't remember what the fuck my thought was.
You were trying to formulate. You were trying to articulate how it kind of sounds like a good thing where he was started off. And
Yeah. So the
You're trying to figure out what's the negative side of it.
yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, exactly. So
All right.
the whole education thing. You brought up like the metaverse. Sure, you know, I'd rather have I don't have any kids right now, but I'd rather have my kid learn through real life experiences. But I'm sure that's something that in the metaverse, although it's not like a real place per se,
Yeah.
they would have, I guess, some sort of real world learning experience through that. And then, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm just seeing it as
A positive.
a positive.
No, I get where you're coming from, and I thought about it as a positive too. But the way they're speaking about it, it's not like they'll go to class, you know, be around their friends, and then use the metaverse as they're in class for certain things.
Well, I mean, right now during the pandemic, they wasn't in class.
Yeah, I
So
know that, but that was like a different situation. You feel me? That was like a test run for the shit. But
Yeah,
it's like now
gotcha.
that
So-
Indeed.
but
so the
it-
conspiracy theory, again,
yeah.
the conspiracy theory behind this is related to COVID and
Yeah.
that just being like the test run for this
for
this great reset.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where we're going.
That's where we're going with this, yeah. So I get where you're coming from. It is a great thing, and I do believe that we could use the metaverse and the Oculus to educate our kids. That's a wonderful tool, but in all actuality, do you really want your kid just to know that and not actually be around like their friends and socializing? Because you're gonna
True.
desocialize the human population. Now everybody's gonna be a hermit.
Listen,
what I
I'm
mean?
already a hermit. I hate people.
But at least you have friends, bro. That's what I'm trying to say, you know?
Yeah, no, I got you.
And it's already bad enough that the younger generation doesn't know how to really, like, socialize in person. Everything is
Yeah.
through the phone.
They grow up like on the iPad, so they're gonna
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
socially
you know what I mean?
awkward by
So-
default.
So just imagine your kid growing up on the Oculus. You're going to just see a body there with goggles like that all day long. Like, yo, Dad, I'm with my friends. And you're going to be like, no, you're not.
Go to
You're-
PE.
You're going to be like, yo, go to the park or something.
But I mean, that happened with us too, just like with video games and
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
so
but
we're basically a product of this is like a product of what we've done.
No,
That's how I'm seeing it.
I get that, but at least when we were growing up and right now, at least you and your people will get together and play video games together. Now we're talking about separation, like your kid just in a chair or in their room, not really
I get it.
socializing or seeing anybody else except through that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So how they're gonna deal with like real world situations? How your kid is gonna try to like kick it to like somebody they like, or like
Listen, at this point, it seems like it's just gonna be through
yeah,
this.
yeah.
So
You're right.
you know, they're
Yeah,
still
you're
gonna
right.
get the. It's not gonna be real, but it is still the same experience.
He said they're gonna get the virtual buns.
Yeah, they're gonna get
No,
the.
no, talking about virtual buns, did you know
Did
they
you
dropped
know?
the first sex robot? Like an actual sex robot, and you could hook it up to the metaverse. I'm good. I'm ready to talk about sex dolls now.
Definitely.
Yeah, so the first sex dolls dropped, and they could connect to the metaverse. So now you could get virtual buns for real. And
Virtual buns for real. That
for
just
real, so
sounds-
somebody could be your sex doll from
Yo.
half a country away,
it
and you
just
could be
sounds
their
weird.
sex doll. So yeah, the metaverse changing lives, baby.
So the sex dolls event is essentially like a freaking console that
It's
you
a
plug
controller.
into the internet. It's a controller.
It's an adapter. It's an adapter.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's like, holy shit.
It's an extension
adapter.
piece.
Oh my goodness.
And getting to your thought with the crypto, right?
Yeah.
So, tying this all in with the WEF, right now,
Go ahead.
over the weekend in DC, was the first meeting of the Bilderberg Commission
I heard
in 2
something about it.
years.
Yeah.
And if you didn't notice, if you haven't been looking at your crypto, it's been dropping.
Yes, it
ever
has.
since ever since the meeting started. So we're seeing right now in active time, you know, the powers to be and the wealthy actually like trying to make the currency, or at least the currency that we're trying to move towards, which is decentralized,
Right.
meaning that it basically runs and values itself
Yep.
to a more centralized one.
So they're trying to centralize the decentralized.
Yeah,
currency.
because when you decentralize money, when you decentralize the currency, no government has power, and the power's with the people.
Right.
Why I think they outlawed it in like China. And shit like
Right,
that.
right, exactly. China was definitely not with that.
Yeah. You know, they don't want you to have the power,
They're
papi.
now switching to Bitcoin, they said.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Elon Musk is making his own cryptocurrency.
Well, he's not backing up Doge no more.
No, Doge is his currency.
Oh,
I'm saying.
he bought out the original creators.
I'm saying people are making their own money. He's making his own money. You know what I mean? It's crazy where you have like the rich tycoons are trying to control we're trying to move towards a more decentralized. We're trying to like, you know, gain
Yeah.
our freedom in a sense. And the rich fat cats are trying to control our freedom. At the same time, the rich tycoons like Elon Musk and them, you know, is making their own money, bro. Literally,
Yeah.
quite literally making their own money.
That us. That's
You know what I mean?
something. But what you think? He's not a supervillain, bro?
And the
Elon's
cycle goes on.
Elon is I don't know. Like I kind of think he's a cool dude. Like for the shits he be doing,
He's a cool villain.
he's a cool villain.
That's what you trying
That's
to
the
say.
villain. I'd rather have him as my super villain than Klaus Schwab.
Oh, he's
he
your-
look like he's matter of fact, look up a picture of this guy,
He's
Klaus
your-
Schwab.
of
Look
Klaus
him up.
Schwab?
He looks like a James Bond supervillain, bro.
Oh, man.
And then he's from what, Germany or Hungary? He's from Germany.
Germany.
So just imagine the German accent and looking like a James Bond supervillain.
Where is
bro.
that? Where is that?
No, you're on the notes, bro. You
just
gotta Google it.
a picture.
Ah, bro.
Google a picture of Klaus Schwab.
Well, Schwab.
Klaus Schwab.
Once you said Schwab, I already knew, though.
Klaus Schwab.
You digs.
Control C, my boy.
Hold on while Manny gets the Klaus Schwab going on. Look at him.
Yeah, man.
Look at him. You telling me that's not the face of a supervillain?
Nah, he looks like an adorable old
Come on.
fish.
What?
He look like old flounder.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
man.
looks like a I mean, I feel like he's just old.
My man, look at him right here. Right here.
Scary right here.
Bam.
Nah, that fit is fire though. He looks like a
Oh man, I think Johnny Baboon says that's his villain, yo.
Yo, what's good? Yo, that fit is
I
kind
know
of
Schwab
tight.
is his
Yo,
villain.
what? That
I think he's
go
fucking with
underneath
him.
where it says related pictures.
I think he's
bro,
fucking
that
with
fit
him.
is kind of
What?
tough, yo.
How you saying that fit kind of, yo, why he look like an evil Sub-Zero, though?
Nah, he do.
Old Sub-Zero like that.
He look like he look like he's down for some saying shit. Like,
Yo.
Why he look like
He's definitely
the professor of the dark arts?
he's
right.
Emperor Palpatine.
His little brother. His little brother, bro.
Nah, that fit is kind of tough, B. Don't hit on my man.
Wow.
That's my guy.
He said the fit kind of tough. He got
Wow.
some, he got
Nah.
some space age Jedi ninja shit going. Bro.
Yo, facts. That's low key that's just black. The Saiyan armor is just in black.
Word.
He said the Goku Black.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he looks like. He looks like Goku Rose.
Wow.
You got to put up a picture of this when during the editing process.
I got
so the people know what we talk about. Yo, that fit is hard, bro.
Look at the background to that
we
one.
Yo,
need
that's
to
some
the class.
Kanye shit, B. Like
That's some.
He's in the
Kanye
back
dropping
of the
that.
ship right
Kanye
here,
dropping
Star
that with the
Wars.
next Yeezy, the next Yeezy line.
Bro.
Jeez, Louis, look at him right here with the
Bro, that's some-
stormtroopers.
Yo, look,
That's
you
some
see it
other-
with the
the
stormtroopers in the
stormtroopers.
back.
Man, that's the
He's
out
definitely
the Matrix,
Emperor.
bro. That's the out the Matrix.
Yo,
fit,
he's
bro.
definitely Emperor Palpatine. See, look at that
That
right
up.
there. Look, I said it.
So yo, bro, like he looks like a supervillain, and the way he talks about it is like the man himself
I am the
is.
Sith Lord.
He deadass is though.
Damn, bro.
Nah, but deadass. And like this dude is not even like one of the world's richest people either.
Right.
And like
Wait, what? He's not?
he's not.
I thought you just said he's like
He's the
founding
chairman.
member.
He's the chairman of it. Yeah,
Yeah, that doesn't mean he's like.
But it doesn't mean he's top
he's not
one
the
of the top
richest man.
dogs.
Come on, man. If you're a chairman of any association, I think you're one of the top dogs of that association.
Of that association.
Yeah, we're
But
talking
that
about
doesn't
the
mean-
world.
But that
the
doesn't
world
mean in the world.
economy, the World Economic
Like
Forum, my guy.
like the organization that puts the stuff on, yes. But as when it comes to his members, remember his members are people like Bill Gates.
I'm sure
Nigga,
there's
Tim-
like it's like
uh,
stock and shit, like where
Yeah,
like how come yeah,
bro.
that's crazy.
Like
Yeah,
you
that's
feel me? Companies are paying this man $700K to get their team in there, bro. So they
Yo.
can have strides with it.
Storage was good.
Look at that. Send us over there.
Yo, send me over there. I'm trying to find out what's up.
What's up, babe? And then you got this other evil dude, George Soros, that's a part of it too.
Super deep evil.
You already know he be
Founder of
fucking up the commas.
was it Antifa?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he from BLM too.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is like, bro, I feel like he could spend his money on so many other things than fucking shit up.
I mean, they
Fucking
all
it,
can,
fucking
but
up, fuck it up. But yeah,
All right, so but more back. Let's get back into this this reset. So let's what talking points do we have about this?
all right. So the next thing I got up right is that right now the housing market, and this actually affects you greatly because you know you're about to get hitched, start a family, and you know as every great
Yeah, we
Amer-
were. I was actually just talking about that with we were talking about like trying to find a crib and shit.
yeah trying to buy a crib, right?
nice.
Did you know right now the majority of like the open housing market is owned by private companies. It's not even owned by like single family homes anymore.
Yeah.
Like companies like BlackRock and a few others are buying up single family homes and jacking up the rent. So people can't buy
And
anything.
mortgage and shit.
No, they won't even let you buy the property. They'll rent it to you, but they won't let you buy the property. So they're buying out gated communities, buying out all these really good suburban homes where the middle class would thrive at, and they're jacking it up. And then the thing about it too is like, you tell me you're selling me a crib for $200,000, right?
Which is cheap.
You know, Alex comes through with Faded Media and says, you know what? I'm paying you $300,000 for it.
Yeah.
They're gonna automatically give it to him because one, he's a corporation, so they can run the check real fast on that, and two, he's already paying about 40% over market price. Who's not gonna take that commission? Now, if you think about it like this, if a corporation is doing that on a constant basis, what's gonna happen to the average person who wants to buy a home?
Yeah, it's gonna
It's
buy
gonna-
us out.
It's gonna fuck people up because right now we're going through a real estate bubble where the common person is not buying homes, so the middle class is actually shrinking instead of
Yo, there's
growing.
there's this house on like up the block from me. It's a beautiful house, but that shit, like if you just like think of the location of where it's at, like where like you know my hood, like
Yeah,
you know how
yeah,
you know
bro.
how Fordham is, bro. Like
They're
the
still
shit
offering millions.
is
In the
yeah,
hood?
it's
Yes, of course.
it's in the middle of the hood and it's just going for $1 million, like over $1 million.
Bro,
It's a fire place. but
Is it like a whole home? It's a
it's
whole home, right?
Yeah, it's a whole home. It's
How
like
many-
it's a single family home, but
Single
it's
family?
like
Oh wow.
but it's like not obviously it's not acres because it's in the middle of the hood, but it got like it has like a 7-car garage, like a 7-car like the back area of it is like has enough space for 7 cars.
Okay.
Like it's like I think it's like 3 floors.
All right. So there's like there's some square footage in there.
Yeah, you definitely got
If you tear all that down, you could build a building there.
Yeah, that's actually what they're doing. And there's a couple like houses that on that same strip on the avenue that I live that have been knocked down and they're building buildings.
Nah, but you know what's crazy too? There's a lady. You remember when I used to live on Seaman, right? So on Seaman and Academy, there's a lady who has a house there, like a 2-story house, single family house there. You know how much they offer that lady for the land? Because she's the landowner too.
Yeah.
They offered her $35 million.
Yeah.
That was back like 5 years ago. So and she still has this house today. So I don't even know how much they're offering for her now. But
I mean, but they
offering her
did that. They
bread,
even did
though.
that. Like, that is that kind of like. I guess would you compare that to like gentrification type, or is gentrification related to this, or
I would say it definitely gentrification is one of the main.
because they were definitely like a few years ago in my mom's building. Like, granted, I grew up in like a nicer part of Harlem because I lived on Riverside, but they were offering my mom like a couple years ago. They were offering my mom like 50,000 to, I mean,
Yeah.
and just other people in the building too.
to move the fuck
To
out.
move
of
out, yeah. My mom didn't take it. My mom is still there, but like I know, like a bunch of my neighbors definitely took the little measly $50,000.
Nah, but if they did right by them $50K, they should be saying nice right now.
Nah, yeah, but come on, it's still
Yeah.
the hood.
Yeah.
It lasts
Oh,
you maybe 2 years.
it a lot. Yeah, that's not even. You're not even putting a. If you were
Maybe
smart,
2 years.
if you
Bro,
were smart,
you
you were
go-
putting a down payment on a house for it
Yeah.
with
Right.
that bread.
Facts.
But I'm sure the people that did take the bread, I'm sure they didn't do that.
No, I'm pretty sure they rented another apartment with the
Yeah.
rent way more expensive.
And now the rents in my mom's building are crazy. Like I know I'm sure the rent in one of the apartments in my mom's building is easily going $2,000-$3,000.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure my apartment, the apartment I grew up in, I'm sure that rent once my mom passes, hopefully not anytime soon.
Are you still on that lease?
Nah, I'm not on. Because since my mom got Section 8, she had to take me off when I moved out. Because it wouldn't have made sense for her to pay what she would have been paying with me on the lease, considering that I work or whatever.
Yeah.
Because she was paying like $700. Now she's paying with Section 8, whatever. She's paying maybe like a couple hundred, maybe even less than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure that apartment could grab, and it's probably one of the smaller apartments in that building too. I'm sure that apartment easily grabs $3,000
Yeah. But that
probably on the lower end too.
Nah, but even that like is on a smaller scale than where it's really going.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about the diminishment of the middle class. Like, bro, like you want to buy a crib for your family. When I have my family, I want to buy a crib. I know Manny in the back right here want to buy his crib. You feel me?
For sure.
So it's like what's happening is like they're cutting down our ability to own.
Yeah.
And that's the shit that's fucking up the economy. We're not owning enough. And people don't want to see that happen. That's where the quote, "You will own nothing and be happy," comes from. Because that's exactly what's happening. Corporations are buying up everything. Shit.
Gotcha.
That's crazy, baby.
Yeah, I've heard that before as well.
Yeah. Let's see what else. What else we got on there, Manny?
Oh, so how do y'all feel about the WEF, the World Economic Forum agenda, and it's ushering in the New World Order, apparently?
But that's what.
Oh, my goodness.
Yo, bro, that's what
The
they
Great
plot.
Reset.
That's
Well, I mean,
what they
we already
plot.
here, bro. We here, man.
We here. Like, that's what they plot. Like, people are saying the collapse of the United States is gonna happen pretty soon.
Yeah, the fall of Babylon.
Yeah. But the thing about it is like
Those are my Great Reset theory.
no, but the thing about it is like even going into like that, like the fall of Babylon.
Well, this is Babylon, is what I mean. The modern day Babylon is what I mean.
But
So,
how are you? But that's the thing about it. Like, how are we looking at it? Like, are we looking at it as like Babylon because of the fact that there's a whole bunch of different nations in this one area, or is it like because of the fact that I'm talking about New York City in general, is
Yep.
because of the fact that we live in sin.
both. So Babylon is, if you remember, Babylon was just that. Babylon was like the place where everyone came together, and they did just that. They lived in sin, and there was a lot of
I
shit
thought
going on.
I thought that was Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah.
Sodom and Gomorrah is the two people.
No,
Wait a
Sodom
minute.
and Gomorrah is two cities that got like nuked by God. Remember, that's where the two angels came to find Lot and his family, and they were like, "Come on, guys, we don't want to get butt raped, so we got to get up out of here."
That's
Remember
where
Lot
Sodom he came from.
Yeah, Sodom.
Sodom.
That's where Sodom. Yeah, from the city of Sodom.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I said I don't know my Bible, so
Yeah, from the city of Sodom. Even
Gomorrah to me is like from the the universe. What is it? Not Masters of the Universe. The Guardians of the Galaxy.
Gardens.
Yeah, that's who Gomorrah is to me.
Yeah, I feel it.
The Gomorrah. Or
Nah, but you feel me? But that's what they're really doing. They're ushering in something new, bro. They're ushering in a more controlled system where corporations and the government basically are feeding us what the fuck to think and how to act and how we're gonna not own shit.
Yeah, man. Johnny's Baboon's been very silent during this whole.
Nah, it's just I'm
a lot
taking it.
going on.
I'm taking it. Nah, I'm taking in all the information. Like I said, I wasn't educated in this thing, so I'm not.
Felt it.
I don't want to just. I'm just asking questions that the normal person that isn't into conspiracy theories or whatever or
With us,
not
yeah.
would ask. So I'm
Nah,
here
I
as the as the neutral party basically because I'm trying to learn. So it said we got here COVID. COVID's been going on forever now.
Yeah, your question was?
So yeah, my question was, so you got COVID here.
Yeah.
And we've been going through COVID for a while now. How was COVID? So what's the theory behind COVID being planned?
All right. So I gotta go both ways with this one. I gotta tell you
Both
like,
ways.
two ways. I'm going
You gotta go
buy
both
on
ways
this
with
one.
this one, you
I'm
heard?
going buy on this one.
All
Nah,
right.
I'm gonna give you like what the WEF actually used COVID for, and then what the conspiracy theory of it.
All right.
Well, the WEF said that COVID was an opportunity to look at the world economics and basically say, all right, what's happening? How can we fix it? And how can we make it quote unquote better for everybody? But in all reality, if you look at the agenda, it's really only making it better for the wealthy and leaders of industry and corporations and the government.
And also, if you Jason from Power Rangers, he got caught up in PPP loans.
Word.
Oh wow.
My man, the Red Ranger couldn't escape
Not
the
the
red and
Red
blue.
Ranger.
The Red Ranger couldn't escape the red and blue, bro.
T-Rex, Tyrannosaurus.
Roar.
Nah, but so all right, so
Yeah. So and conspiracy theory about it was like that COVID was like the first step to like initiate like the New World Order and like to initiate the Great Reset, which is like to basically demolish like Western society and like put everybody where they're basically constantly paying for things that they will never own or won't ever be able to own because corporations has bought all that out.
You mentioned that a lot of this was like a trial run,
Yeah.
like a.
Like, because this is the first step.
Test
They're
run.
trying to see, like, what the control's going to be. You feel me? Look how COVID really hit. All right. So the government, I don't know if the government, they said the government had wind of it in November of 2019.
Right.
Right? I know a lot of people in December of 2019 that were sick with COVID.
Yeah.
They weren't calling it COVID then because it wasn't.
They didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, for instance, my next door neighbor, right? He caught it in November. He went to a lung specialist. A lung specialist didn't know what it was.
Oh,
he was like, yo,
wow.
you got cancer, bro.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah, he was like, you got cancer.
Wow.
He's like, you got lung cancer, my guy. Finna find out a few weeks later, nah, it was COVID.
Wow.
Nah,
Well,
but
you know, shout out
that's
to not
scary,
having
bro.
cancer.
yeah, shout out to not having cancer. But
Yo,
yeah,
fuck cancer.
But you remember how it was when the year first hit, we all got sick.
Yeah.
There's
for
a
So
lot
I
of-
mean, we were all sick as shit.
sure.
You remember I wasn't even smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, by the way, I do smoke cigarettes. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
My
I
bad.
ended up- I
They
ended
do
up,
not approve. They do not approve of it, and I know I need to
Yeah.
quit.
Yuck.
I know.
Yo.
So, y'all could
Disgusting.
comment. Y'all could curse me to hell in the comments. You know, maybe I'll get one of y'all to, you know, give me some
Roomies.
words of wisdom, roomies, any advice. Comment below. Put that in the comments. You
But
know,
if you a female roomie that you smoke cigarettes and you might want to help them out,
yeah, but that I'd rather.
or if you
get
want to
some-
help them get off of it.
You know, I'd rather have some personal help.
Hey, yo.
Hey.
You feel me? If it's from a female roomie.
I mean,
Nah, man.
and
But-
so yeah.
But yeah, so
So
But-
COVID was planned, basically. That is the theory. So I mean,
when it comes to like this, and when it comes to like the conspiracy side of it,
yeah,
COVID was like a trial run to see how quickly, you know, the powers that be could
how
get.
quickly we could shut shit down.
Yeah,
basically.
And if you worked every day during the pandemic,
I sure did.
you feel me? You was out and about every day during the pandemic too. And don't
Yeah.
say no, because I saw you every day.
Yes, sir.
You feel me? How were the streets empty?
Yeah, sure.
You know, it only took a matter of 48 hours from the city that never sleeps to be in a comatose coma, bro.
Yeah, it was like I Am Legend.
Dead ass, bro.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So that was just a trial run to see how quickly they could get everybody under control. You know what I mean? When it comes to the conspiracy side of it, on the actual side of it, they're saying that it's an opportunity for them to, you know, see what's
To
up.
study how how like a pandemic could affect the
the
world.
economy and all that good shit, and the supply chain and all that.
It's
Yeah.
a setup, guys.
Super setup. You know how they are. We got Dr. Evil and Bill Gates working together.
I'm weak, my man.
Dr. Evil?
Yo, say no.
Yeah.
All he needs to be doing is petting a hairless cat, bro.
Oh, my goodness.
My
Back
dude
to
Klaus
Schwab.
Klaus Schwab.
Oh,
Yo.
my goodness. The Sith Lord.
The Octal
Yo.
Perfectator.
Yo, that fit is tough.
yo, I can't have you
Oh,
in that.
man.
Yo, bro, you should wear that fit for Halloween.
Oh,
Nah, if I
man.
find that, I'm definitely copping that. Like, yo,
Sheesh.
let's go. Yo, I'm
My
telling
man
you,
look like a
Kanye's gonna
Sith
drop.
Lord, bro.
Kanye's gonna definitely drop something that's similar to that shit.
Definitely have Yeezus all over it.
I do see Kanye wearing this.
But when it comes to like, and we're talking about the supply chain, and we're gonna be greatly affected now, because you know, I don't know if y'all have been watching the news or been hearing anything about that, but they're saying that food shortages is coming about,
Definitely
Yeah,
with the,
I've been hearing about that for a while.
and that
definitely
shit
with the
is,
baby food, yeah.
bro. Think about all of this. It starts off with the baby formula, right?
Formula, yeah.
Boom. Already this year alone, 19. You know, not saying that this is like out of the norm, because there's the statistics right there that that says that food factories and farms, you know, they burn down, accidents happen on a yearly basis. There's a few that burn down, but not at the rate that's happening now. Like, it's only what, June, and 19 major factories have burned down, or something's happened to them, or they've been shut down because of some malpractices or something like that. I'm not saying that that's a lot, but just the fact that they're giving so much light to this now makes you think it's like, yo, what's gonna happen in a couple of
19
months?
in 1 month is a lot.
No, it's
Not in a month, and
It's
like
from
throughout
the
the
beginning
year.
of the year.
Oh, all right.
From the beginning of the year to now.
Okay.
You know, and it doesn't. And what I'm seeing is that these places that have been hurt, have been affected, are usually independently owned, that are getting grants from the government. It's not like, you know, some farms that are actually like owned by like Bill Gates when he owns like the majority of U.S. farmland and all that shit.
Yeah. I
You
did
know what
hear
I mean?
about that. Yep.
So it's like with the food shortages coming up, everybody need to start preparing for that. Everybody need to like, you know, be vigilant and don't be greedy. You know, help everybody out. If
Get
you
mad
got
cans of food too.
Yeah, cans of food,
Yeah.
you know, perishables and shit like that. You know, if somebody got something to trade off, don't be, you know, don't be a bunch of motherfuckers, you know?
Yeah,
Help
Don't be
everybody
jerks
out.
hogging up all the toilet paper. I remember that.
Ass.
Oh,
You
God.
remember
know,
that.
and save your toilet paper. If you ain't got nothing to do, take a dump and then shower.
Yeah.
You know, save your TP.
Now's the time to stock up and be kind to your neighbor.
Yeah, definitely, because you never know what's going to happen. And, you know, I don't want to go too deep into it, but, you know, that's how shit is, bro. And
On another episode.
on another episode, we'll go deep into the conspiracy.
Even
not how-
deeper.
But how y'all feel about all this? Like, let me know. Like, what's
Roomies,
up?
let us know.
No, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you in the back, Mister in the blue shirt.
You like
Nah,
my
this is definitely. I'm definitely gonna read more into this, like look into this a little bit more, because
Yeah.
this was a lot of information to take in, and just whatever bit of time that we recorded this.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for putting me on and dropping some knowledge and stuff like that.
Of course.
Yeah, let's see where it goes.
Anything else? Last thing before we get up out of here. Oh,
Yeah, man.
the controlled crash of the market. If you have noticed, since the World Economic Forum, Forum.
That's where I live.
I know. Forum has started back in March.
Yeah.
The stock market has been tanking. You know, and we're not even talking about just like your regular stocks. We're talking about across the board.
Yeah.
Like even crypto, like we're seeing how it's being affected by all of this and all that shit. So it's really like, I'm just saying, take this with a grain of salt. We could just be bugging. Might not know shit. But if shit happens, we kind of let you know about it.
Yeah. Facts.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to play the stock market, give it a little bit, be careful. Don't lose all your bread. Buy low. Buy low, sell high. You already know the rules of the game. Thoughts? Any thoughts in the back? Thoughts?
I mean, I pretty much hit it on the head. Like I said, I can't speak. I can't give you my thoughts on this because I'm still in the process of processing this.
It's a
and
lot.
learning all this shit. So like I said, we'll see how it goes.
All right.
I'm a let's see how this goes kind of guy today. I mean,
All right.
and usually with stuff.
I feel it. Manny, anything?
Remember, the 5th of November.
What the fuck?
That's V for Vendetta.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I never watched it.
You never watched V for Vendetta?
Nope.
You gotta watch
What?
it. You should watch it.
Yo, chill, bro. Hold
You
on.
should
Before
watch
we even end this.
Yeah, I know.
Before we end this, hold on, bro.
No,
How
I'm
have you
pressing
not
now.
watched V for
That's
Vendetta?
it.
I don't know. It just never really caught my attention.
Yo,
like-
bro, that shit
watch
is
it,
an amazing movie. It's like,
Anonymous, don't come over here and try to. I know that's your guy. Yeah.
bro,
I'll
like,
watch it. I'll check it out. Just
Bro,
I haven't
that's-
gotten around
you
it.
should.
you definitely should. Like, yo,
I
that's
think you like it.
Definitely. It's like one of those movies that give you a little bit of everything, pull on all your heartstrings.
Yeah. it
But
does.
not like Ambulance. Holy shit.
He was telling me about that
Yo,
yesterday.
that movie was.
Wow, that
But-
movie's fucking intense, bro.
Wow. But this movie does give you a little bit of everything. But yeah.
You feel me? And it gives you like this sense of like what your rights should be and like
yeah,
all that shit. So
justice. Like, yo, yeah.
and matter of fact, yeah. Any final thoughts? No?
Man,
That was my
I hit
thought.
you. I hit you with my thoughts already.
I bet. Let's wrap this up. Remember, guys, you will own nothing and be happy. I am the other day.
I am Johnny Baboon. I just want to say that I love you all. And if we come into the end soon, I'll see y'all later. Not the podcast, just the whole world stuff.
It's
Love
the end of the world as we know it.
Yep.
Manny? No, you're not gonna say bye to the roomies back there? You're just gonna say
Yo,
shot.
roomies.
You're not gonna
This was
say
a deep, intense episode,
Wow.
guys. Please, just give us your like. Just give us some support. Give us your like. Hit that subscribe button. You already know. Show some love.
Comment, all that.
All that good team.
All the
Show
YouTube
some
stuff.
love, man.
You know the vibes.
You already know. Keep your head up. Stay prepared. Stay vigilant. And yeah.
All right, man. We
And,
out of here.
and if you're king, you know, just climb this couch and sit next to me.
Peace. Yo, yeah, I know we just pieced that out, but remember to go check out my new single, You Don't Feel It. It's everywhere, Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud. Go download it, go spin it, play it for your little sister, your little brother, play it for your mom, your dad, your sister, your girlfriend, whatever. You know, if you got a boyfriend or whatever
Your
type
partner.
of friend, your partner, the person you sleep with, the person you love with, you know, show that person. Make sure to go hear it.
Yeah.
Bye.
We'll be right back.